Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus out here again on this 3rd of July. This is the evening. This might be my third time. You know, you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I think I've already done breakfast. Well, I know I've done breakfast. I think I might have added a dinner now, a lunch in there. And here I come with dinner. What I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm so glad that God kept me around for this moment. And I know that there will be all kinds of opposition trying to say that I'm not fit. You know, especially after a time like this you've just had with your current president. And I don't blame them from doing whatever they can. I run because I know I am the Muhammed Ali of being president. You have, as Donald Trump said, you never had a president as wonderful as he is. Well, it is my ambition while serving you as President of the United States that you will say that we have never had a president as dynamic and as loving as this we have in Eddie Marcus. At least that is my goal. That is my ambition. I know it's easier for me to say that you will say these things than it is for me to get you to do them, but not really. If these words are real that come out of my mouth, then making them become fruit is just as simple, because it will take the power of many, we together. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you don't know that much about me. And when it comes down to serving you as President of the United States, I'm sure there have been many guys who are more familiar with government than I am. But the thing that makes me uniquely qualified is that I have ambition for you, but not just ambition alone. I have a proposal. That's what makes it so unique. And this proposal involves you. It's not just me out here and the Senate. It will involve you. And ladies and gentlemen, as I indicate, that major changes will be required. Major changes will be required. We will not be held in bondage because we are afraid of changes. We will not be held in bondage by some rules and practices and traditions that have been set up by some folks hundreds and thousands of years ago. Some of that stuff is real good, but some of it is as stinking and rot good. And for me, I want to get rid of it because I know it is the evidence of the pain and suffering that we have to endure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to come at me, try to show you that not only am I not qualified as far as dealing with government is concerned, they're going to say I'm not qualified as an individual. And I dare anybody to say that stuff about me. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm real. I am a guy that's lived. I'm a guy that have experienced a lot of things in life. All of them good. Now, I'm sure there are a couple of bad things that could have taken my life, but I survived, so even that is good. But I'm not excited about everything and trying to say I want everybody to be like me. Nope. I want everybody to be individually you. Individually you. You see, I have done a lot of crazy things, and I want to tell you about them because I don't want somebody else try to bring it up, think they're trying to expose me. You know, exposure here. If you went back and did research on the information that I've given you, you'd already know it, or you could find it. But I have so many videos out there on Facebook and YouTube. You'd probably take 2 or 3 years just researching it. So I'll just remind you here. I'm a young man that have experienced a lot of things. I have experienced, I'm not like some guys who hit marijuana and took a pull and put it out. No, I was introduced to marijuana at the age of 19, had never seen a joint in my life. And I think I spent the next 50 years when I get ready to smoke some weed, I smoke some weed. He said, well, it's illegal. I don't care nothing about it being illegal. When I get ready to smoke some weed, I don't need a doctor to tell me. If it works for me, it works for me. And I don't care if you complain. So, if they tell you that I have dealt with crack. Yes, my friends, my sisters, and my brothers, I have my experience with crack as well. I smoke crack. And I tell you what, I don't recommend that any of you guys get into that. I can say that was an experience that has been gone for quite some time, and I'm glad of that. So, they might say, well, you used to drink. Yeah, I used to drink, and I tell you why I stopped drinking. My stomach told me to stop. It wouldn't play that stuff any longer. So I stopped drinking. And yes, I've been married twice. My first wife, we ended up getting a divorce. I loved her, she loved me, but we had irreconcilable differences, and we ended up getting a divorce. And after that divorce, I had volunteered for the Navy. I went into the Navy for two reasons. They had taken the hostages in Iran, and that was a good reason to do something. When another nation have attacked my sisters, my brothers and sisters, then I get involved. But I had another reason, another motivation as well. I wanted to get killed. I wanted to save another person. If there was to be a war, I wanted to be a replacement for one of the guys that might get killed. I get killed instead. And I had my motivation for that was so that my divorced wife could get some benefits. You know, at least the check. We be divorced, she might not be able to get the house. More guarantee. Same thing she might not be able to get, but she gets something. Well, then I went on into the Navy, and the story will tell you that Ronald Reagan was kind of out of his mind the way he responded to poor people, and so I rebelled against him. I didn't want to wear the uniform and refused to take orders, and accepted an other than honorable separation from the United States Navy so that I could put it on my wall to look at when I walk in there and see how courageous it must be to stand up for what's right. Even though they say, well, you can't get no home loan. No, you can't get education benefit. I don't want that. I'm not selling my soul out for that, because I know the Lord God Almighty has already prepared that for me. Well, so let's see. Yeah, my ex-wife, I cheated on her. I mean, we were married, and I snuck out on and got with another lady. I don't think she ever knew about it, so that had nothing to do with us being separated. And presently, I have a new wife. We've been together my first wife and I were together for about 10 years. My new wife and I have been together for about 36 or 37. And yes, I have cheated on her. She know it. She got a good idea, but she didn't really know it. And as a Christian man, have I cheated on my faith, whatever you want to call it? I have had sex with another person since God has been my Savior. And God, yeah, I done all that stuff. Sure did. And so I don't want anybody to come trying to tell you, oh, he did this. Yes, I did this. And that's not all I've done. I've been to jail. I've been to prison. And you know why I did that? Because I know that God is my Father, and He has given me a duty to let you know that He loves you, and He wants you to receive the benefits of living on earth as though you're in heaven. And I've been committed to that. And a couple of times I've committed crimes against the state of Minnesota to try to get your attention, because I never ask you for money. The reward should be in the fact that the things that you pray for, peace and prosperity and freedom in your life, that's all the stuff that should be necessary to get you going all over, everywhere, telling everybody. Because this is a promise that I can keep because I have the plan. You can make it real because you got the power. And hey, I don't know why you let the media shut me down. I don't know why you let the church shut you down. All of these things that can happen, none of them happen because you've been trained by the system to prevent them from happening. But that's neither here nor there. I have spent a lot of time focusing on what I have to go through to try to wake you up. But the Spirit is telling me that there's nothing else that I need to do. Everything else has already been done. You have seen the life and the world story put on display for the world to see just a few months ago with George Floyd. The whole world saw how evil the power of the world is. The whole world saw how those who are victims of the world power are persecuted. And the whole world is victim to it. And so the choice is just before you now. The choice is, do you want more of what you've been getting all along, or do you want something different? More of what you've been getting all along, or do you want something different? And I have shared with everybody that the things that God has given me to offer to you are that your needs, your wants, and your desires might be met. I know everybody wants that. But not only that, that you'll never be hungry or without clothes and shelter, that you will never ever have to worry about a negligence in education, because it will always be there for you, unlimited and unrestricted. And that health care would be there for you from the womb to the tomb. And that all of these resources that have been given in the earth, on the earth, and above the earth, so that you could utilize them at your will by exercising the gifts that God has given you, that allows every individual who would profit from these benefits to aid in the process of creating them and bringing them and aiding them to the reservoir of goods and services, that it might be abundantly filled, that none would have to suffer without. Yes, my friends, that's a fantastic thing that only, I don't know, another presidential candidate have never said these things. And not only that, by so doing this, I assure you that this will allow you as citizens of the United States of America to live in peace and be prosperous and live with freedom, and that you could experience the joy of your life, and that your dreams would be made real. And that in all of this that I have suggested to you as write-in candidate for President of the United States of America 2020, we can achieve all of this without lying, without cheating, without stealing, without killing, without creating the environment for racism and bigotry and hatred. Come on, baby. We have been able to see this vision of how this can all be accomplished. And it will be accomplished, ladies and gentlemen, by you, the people, going to the polls and actually not voting for more of the same, but voting for change by writing in Eddie Marcus as the next President of the United States of America 2020, and understanding that your vote indicates that you are speaking to the powers that be, you're speaking to all of the powers, you're speaking to the American history, and you are speaking to America's present, that you have made up your mind and that there has been a decision, and that decision is that you are going to play a different role in the power and the character of this nation. You are going to assure by your power that those things that are essential for survival in this nation, that none of our brothers and sisters, Americans, whoever they are, regardless of their shade, regardless of their gender, regardless of their sex, that we're going to enjoy this life, and we are not going to have it any other way. Now, that allows me to proclaim myself as the Muhammed Ali of presidents of the United States. I can say that much. And with your help to assure that the Congress, whether they are House members or senators, they embrace the same idea, that they themselves will embrace and use their power as representative of you, the people, their constituents, that these goals and ambitions and plans might be achieved in our time, most immediately in the year 2021. And this is my promise to you. I don't have to try to beg you. I just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that the ball is in your hand. Now, every now and then I'll pick up a subject and I'll come back and address it to remind you that the ball is in your hand, but it's not. You can laugh at me if you want. They laughed at me once when I ran for president, and I offered you the same things that I'm offering you now. You laughed, and what did you get? You got Donald Trump. I would stop laughing if I were you. It is time for the show to continue. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.